guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts. It's Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, April 24th, 2018. I hope everyone's been having a wonderful week. I bet you're having one of those weeks where it just kind of, not good, not bad, you just kind of get through the week. It's one of those things. I have 3 cats and a dog, and apparently they're like having newborn children. They're up every couple hours, and they're like, hey mom, I want to eat. Hey, look at me, I'm pretty. Come on, walk with me down the hall. And then when I get down to the living room with them, they're like, okay, that's all I wanted. I'm like, seriously? I'm going to have to start, I think I'm going to pitch a tent in the backyard and sleep out there and deal with the heat and the bugs versus trying to sleep in this house with these animals. They're driving me nuts. But beyond that, it's just been one of those weeks where I just like putzing around, just working from one project to the next, never really settling into anything. Did a little cleaning of the house, a little spring cleaning, a little organizing. Then I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. I'll go knit a little, and no, that's boring. Maybe we could sew. Sewing is fun. Nope, didn't want to sew. So let me show you what I did work on. Like I said, it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Nothing too exciting. One of the things I started is I did trace out one of my embroidery designs for the Halloween quilt. I had previously ordered some carbon paper because I was going to be doing a project. I wanted to do some mermaids on like a dark fabric, an under the water sea thing, but I never really got to it. So thankfully I had the copy paper, carbon paper to trace on because I couldn't see any of my marking tools on this purple batik, and I didn't want to use like just simple chalk because I was really afraid it would wipe off. Anyone who's traced out an entire detailed embroidery pattern like this, they know if you were to trace all this out like a quilting design or something and then it disappeared before you finished, it's so frustrating. But I've purposely been avoiding working on this because I know once I start embroidering on this that I'm not going to do anything else. Forget cooking dinner for hubby or anything. He can starve. I'm just sitting in my room and work on this. So I did have this traced out that I will be starting on it soon because I've been finding I want to just sit and relax and do things sitting in my chair lately. One of the things I did sew is I made this little phone thing. I think they're called like a phone pillow or something for my oldest. But I don't know. You make this pyramid. Well, you take like a rectangle of fabric and you turn it into this pyramid, kind of like those sour cream things where you turn it sideways and you sew this way. And you make a little pyramid inside. I have beans in it. And then you add stuffing. So you've got to get just the right amount of beans and just the right amount of stuffing in the right place to make the phone sit there. Now, I don't know if anyone else has made these or had any issues. Now, I kind of like it. It's not too bad. If I flip it over this way, it's perfect. It's got the little monster's face right there. So I'm going to give this to my son Justin and see how he likes it. I don't feel too secure with it this way. I mean, it does hold it nicely, I guess. I don't know. I guess how many times can I say I guess? I'm just feeling like, So, but it works. We'll see how he likes it. I have beans down here. If he likes it and any of the other children want them, I think I'm going to go get those little plastic, they have them for the dolls. The dolls? Boy, that's a hard one to say. When you make a stuffy or something, you can put those little plastic pellets in it. It helps weight it down. So, I don't know. So, we'll see if he likes it. If I make any more, I'm not sure. But for now, we'll test it out. I did work a little bit more on the buttons. I started adding some of the smaller ones in different places. This is going to be one of those projects where, unless I put a picture up, you can't really see the difference. But this was a nice project just to sit on. I worked on this, I think, Sunday morning, just a little relaxing. Added some of these small ones. I had several of these heart ones. I thought those were really nice just to add some heart ones into there. I knit another dishcloth. And once again, it has that nice little light denim-y blue stripe on it. So that's fun. Now I'm working onto the neon green ones. I really like that bright green yarn, so it'll be nice to see next week's. I also pulled out Robby Socks. I want to get these done before the end of the month. So this is where I was last time. So I put about 10 rows on this sock. This sock they get a lot more. I was way down here, and now I am working on getting the heel all made. So once you get past the heel, it doesn't take very long after that to finish these socks. So they should be done by the end of April. I pulled my Rare Bear bucket back out, and they're looking for boy ones right now. They like to have more of the sports or the boy colored bears. I guess with all the fun colored fabrics for girls, people are drawn more to making girl fabrics. So I have the football one to go with the tan. And then I cut out one with the gray and the red plaid, so that should be fun. So I'm going to start sewing up on those pretty soon. Pick some other just random colors and some camo and things like that. So, I don't know, I'll pick and choose through here and find the boy stuff and see if I can get a few bears out of that. I've went ahead and ordered my tags. You can now order them 5 at a time. So I'll see if I can get 5 bears out of my bucket. And the last thing I worked on is my wall hanging. There you go, you can see it in full shot. This was the 9-patch batiks that I was working on probably about a month or so ago. I went ahead and just mixed up, I had some gray polka dots and some gray little triangles. And I didn't have enough, so I added this gray down the center. I decided to make a facing on it, because I've really fallen in love with the not having any binding. I like how the quilts, they just flow right off of the quilt. Now I know a lot of quilts you really need to have the binding and you like to have a frame on them, but for this one I thought it was nice just to let it be. And I really like when you're doing a facing like this, if you quilt, I make my borders just a little bit wider than I need, and then when I'm done, I even everything off and make everything square. So a lot of times the quilting will go right off of the edge because of the way I square it up. And I really like the way things just flow off the edge like that. Like when you put an applique and it's halfway off and it's not a complete thing. Like I was saying, I just putzed around from project to project, never really doing too much. I did get a finish. If you were following me with the crumb series, you'll see that I did finish the front part of my crumb curtain. I still need to get a sheet for it. I haven't gone up to Walmart to pick up a sheet to finish that off. But right now it's actually being perfectly fine just hanging in my window. I want the sheet for more of an extra to block the sun out and to just make sure that the pieces aren't going to fray that much in the seams in the back. Now for my projects that I'm going to be doing next week or this upcoming week, I really have no set in stone plans. Like I said, I want to work on the Rare Bear and I need to work on Robby Socks. I'll probably put some more buttons on, and I don't think next week is going to be any more organized than this week was. We'll see. We'll find out next week, won't we? Well, that's it for me in my craft room. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.